Have you ever felt lost, like you're on a path that just doesn't feel right? Today, I want to share a story about someone who was not just lost, but sprinting down the wrong road, and how a simple act of kindness completely turned his life around. It's a story that proves it's never too late to change, and that the power to do so often comes from the most unexpected places. This story is about a boy named Leo. Picture this, 15 years old, born with a silver spoon. His family had everything you could imagine: a sprawling mansion, luxury cars, the latest gadgets. From the outside, Leo's life looked like a dream. But on the inside, it was a different story. He was the classic bad boy. He skipped school, got into fights, and treated everyone around him with disrespect. His parents, busy with their own lives, tried to solve the problem by throwing more money at it: new phones, new cars, anything to keep him quiet. But all the money in the world could unbuy what Leo truly needed: a sense of purpose. Leo saw the world as his personal playground, and other people were just obstacles, or, at best, tools for his amusement. He'd mock the janitor at school, trip other students in the hallway just for a laugh, and talk back to his teachers without a second thought. His friends were just like him, a clique of wealthy, bored teenagers who found entertainment in causing chaos. They were a pack, and their currency was arrogance. To them, kindness was a weakness, and empathy was a foreign language. Leo was empty, and he tried to fill that emptiness with noise, with conflict, with anything that made him feel something, even if it was just a fleeting thrill. One rainy afternoon, Leo was speeding down a slick city street in his brand new sports car, music blasting, not a care in the world. He was late to meet his friends, and his frustration was mounting. Suddenly, he had to slam on the brakes. An old beat-up pickup truck had stalled right in the middle of the road, blocking his path. Leo laid on the horn, shouting insults out the window. "Get that piece of junk out of the way," he yelled. An elderly man with weathered hands and a kind, tired face got out of the truck. He was soaked from the rain, struggling to push the heavy vehicle to the side of the road. Leo just sat there, fuming. His first instinct was to just drive around, maybe clip the truck's mirror on the way past. But something stopped him. Maybe it was the look of sheer exhaustion on the old man's face, or the way the rain plastered his thin white hair to his scalp. For the first time in a long time, Leo felt a flicker of something other than anger or boredom. He watched as other cars honked and swerved around the old man, their drivers shouting just like he had. No one was stopping to help. Annoyed at himself for even considering it, Leo got out of his car. "What's the problem, old man?" he grumbled, trying to keep his tough guy image intact. The old man looked up, surprised. "Engine just gave out on me," he said with a sigh. "I just need to get it to the shoulder." Without another word, Leo walked to the back of the truck. "All right, let's get this over with," he said. Together, in the pouring rain, the rich kid in designer clothes and the old man in his worn-out work shirt pushed the heavy truck to the side of the road. Once the truck was safely out of traffic, the old man turned to Leo, a genuine, warm smile spreading across his face. He reached for his worn leather wallet. "Thank you, son. Truly, I don't have much, but please, let me give you something for your trouble." He tried to hand Leo a crumpled $20 bill. Leo, who regularly spent hundreds on a single meal without a second thought, just stared at the money. He looked at the old man's calloused hands, his simple, earnest expression, and suddenly, Leo felt a deep, unfamiliar pang of shame. "No," Leo said, pushing the man's hand away gently. "Keep it, You need it more than I do." The old man's eyes widened in surprise, then softened with gratitude. "God bless you, young man," he said. "You're a good kid, a good kid." No one had called Leo that in years. Not his parents, not his teachers, and certainly not his so-called friends. The words hit him harder than any punch he'd ever thrown or taken. He just nodded, mumbled, "You're welcome," and got back in his car, his heart pounding in his chest. As he drove away, Leo couldn't get the old man's face out of his mind. He couldn't shake those words. "You're a good kid." He looked at his own hands on the expensive steering wheel, soft, privileged hands that had never known a day of hard work. For the first time, he felt disgusted by his own life, by the person he had become. That small act of helping someone, of pushing a truck in the rain, had given him a feeling that no amount of money or thrill-seeking ever had. It was a feeling of worth, a feeling of connection. That night, Leo didn't go out with his friends. He stayed home. The next day at school, he saw the janitor struggling with a heavy trash can. The old Leo would have sneered and walked past, but the new Leo walked over and helped him. The janitor was shocked, but thanked him profusely. Leo started small. He held a door open for a teacher. He said thank you to the cafeteria lady. He even apologized to a kid he had tripped the week before. His friends laughed at him. "What's wrong with you, man? You gone soft," they mocked. But their words didn't sting like they used to. He realized their approval meant nothing to him anymore. Leo started volunteering at a local soup kitchen on weekends, the same place the old man from the truck had mentioned he sometimes got a meal. He didn't tell his parents or his old friends. It was his secret. He spent his time serving food, washing dishes, and talking to people whose lives were worlds away from his own. He heard stories of hardship, resilience, and hope. He learned that respect wasn't something you demand. It's something you earn through your actions. His life was no longer about what he could take, but about what he could give. The change in Leo was profound. His grades improved because he started showing up and paying attention. He found new friends among the other volunteers, people who were kind, genuine, and driven by a desire to make a difference. He even started talking to his parents, not to demand something, but to share his experiences. They were confused at first, but eventually they saw the incredible transformation in their son. They saw a young man who was confident, compassionate, and happy in a way they had never seen before. Leo's story isn't about becoming a perfect saint overnight. It's about the power of a single moment, a single choice to plant a seed of change. It was the old man's dignity, his simple gratitude, and his belief in Leo's goodness that unlocked a part of him that money and privilege had buried. He learned that true wealth isn't in your bank account. It's in your character. It's in the kindness you show, the respect you give, and the positive impact you have on the lives of others. So, what can we take away from this? It's a reminder that everyone, no matter how lost they seem, has the capacity for good within them, and sometimes all it takes is one person to see it. It's also a powerful lesson that a moral compass isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, choice by choice, action by action. The next time you see someone who needs help, maybe you can be the person who stops. You never know, that small act of kindness might not just change their day, it might just change a life, maybe even your own. Thank you so much for watching and for letting me share this story with you. If it resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more inspirational content. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever had a small moment that led to a big change in your life? Take care, and remember to be the reason someone believes in the goodness of people.